Good morning, YouTube. Mark here, and today I'm going to be trying the cigar cake 2023, which was made by Yanez. I watched Yanez's video recently on this year's cigar cake, and he's taken all of that lovely looking tobacco out of the presses. So yeah, here we go again. This one comprises of Robert McConnell Pure Virginia. It's got 25% of that in there. Then you've got 12.5% Robert McConnell Pure Kentucky, 12.5% Robert McConnell Pure Brazil, and then 50% Robert McConnell Pure Cuba. Now, I've already done a video on the Romeo Juliet No. 3 cigar cake, which was, yeah, it was nice. Ooh, that's very grassy. Very grassy. Oh, that's lovely. Definitely getting a lot of Virginia from that. Now, where am I going to cook this up? Oh, let's have a look. Oh. Every time you try to get organized, still don't have everything. Right, let's try and peel some of this off. I mean, that is like a solid chunk. But so as you get in the corner, it does peel out easily. There we go. Got a chunk off. I'm not going to let this rest or dry because it sort of feels relatively dry anyway. It's not moisty or anything like that. It's easily breaking up and rubbing out. It does smell delicious. Lovely. Right, what am I going to smoke it in? I think I'll smoke it in my Molina. This is my kind of go-to pipe for cigar blends, as well as my little Morgan Bones, which is practically like a lump of coal now. I've chose this one because I want a nice longer draw. I've got some left over that I can pop into the Morgan Bones later on. Right, let's get this lit. Probably overpacked this. Oh, that's nice. Two seconds, I think I've got a delivery. Nope, it wasn't for me, but I am expecting one. Right, ooh. This tastes nice. Even though it smells very sweet and grassy, not getting that grassiness through in the smoke. I'm actually struggling to keep it lit, actually. It's probably more my fault. I probably put a little bit too much in. There we go. Getting a very nutty taste from this. Really nice nutty taste. But it's not a harsh, acidic. It's just, oh, that's nice actually. Ooh. Definitely picking up the Kentucky. Every draw is just totally different because I had a draw earlier where the retrohale was nice and smooth. I tried to do a retrohale there and it was very full on, quite strong. So, you know, it is like the layers of a cake. As you go through the tobaccos, you're getting something new hitting you each and every time. Unfortunately, I haven't packed this the best. I think I'm having a bit of a struggle. Should have packed it a bit more loose. See, getting spoiled with cigars. I'm not used to packing a pipe anymore. It's a bit better. There we go, there. Draws much better. What a cheap one. Oh, definitely getting Kentucky. Ooh. Could be within Brazil as well. That's definitely got a little bit of a kick in it. And when you breathe back in through your nose when you've done like a retro hail. It's just like a nice, wonderful tobacco-y fragrance in the back of your nostrils. Oh, Yanes, this is good. I mean, the Pure Brazil is from 2021, and the Pure Cuba is 2022, Kentucky's 2022, and the Pure Virginia is 2022. So, you know, a couple of years on them before, or at least a year before they were made. So, yeah, that's got a lovely aftertaste, man. I'm starting to get that really sort of tarry taste on the roof of my mouth. That definitely Kentucky. It's really good. The interesting thing is, when me, Phil, and Sandro did a review of the tobaccos last year, Yanes vacuums, when he cut them, he put them straight into a vacuum seal. Now, when me and Phil received ours, we left ours in the vacuum seal, but Sandro took them out and put them in a jar. Now, when we came to do a review, I felt that when I cut that out of the vacuum seal, I got a lot of the cigar straight away, quite overpowering on the cigar. And whereas Sandro didn't, because he'd had his airing it out in a jar. Now, Yanes took that on board, and when he produced this tobacco last year, he actually had it sitting in a jar. I think he had it pressed until about April, and then he had it jarred until the beginning of December. So when I smoked the Romeo Juliet number 3, it didn't come across as too cigar-y, if that makes any sense. So it had that chance to sort of percolate, if you like, in the jar, and so it wasn't fired straight into, you know, an enclosed block. It had a bit of room to breathe, if you like. So it would have been interesting to know if this one would have had a lot more of that Brazil and Cuba leaf overpowering the Virginia and the Kentucky. Whereas I'm definitely getting the Kentucky, getting a little bit of sweetness every now and then, which clearly is the Virginia. But for me, there's something there that's definitely the strongest, and I can't put my finger on if it's the Kentucky, Brazil, or the Cuba. If I was to put my money on it, I would say Kentucky, because I'm getting, when I ever smoke like sort of I'm for a Kentucky, I get that same type of taste, that nuttiness. It's not as barbecuey as, say, the Rustica, but I have had fire cured Kentucky cigars, and this is a similar. I had one, not that one day this week actually, so I'm getting that similar feel and taste in my mouth. I still have some of last year's, well, 2 years ago, and obviously I've still got plenty of the Romeo Juliet number 3. But I have to say, this one's really, really tasty. I'm going to have to go back and have another try, but Yanes, I'm really enjoying this one, mind. Really enjoying it. That retrohale there was just, wasn't harsh. Lovely aftertaste. Oh, oh. I'm going to have to be careful with this one. I've got a funny feeling I'm going to breeze through this block. I'm going to have to start getting some of the tins of tobacco in and pressing some of this for myself. It's good. Like I say, if you do not follow Pipes and Tobak, get yourself over there, because he's not secretive, he's not keeping this hidden, not letting people know. You know, he's very open, very upfront with his process and procedures on how he makes this. So again, the ingredients are ones that you can get. So you want to make this, go for it. I've always been a strong thumbs up for people experimenting and making their own tobaccos. I love doing it myself. I like that, if you get a really plain tobacco, you think, well, what can I mix it with and spice it up? And it's just unfortunately sometimes that you'll come up with something that tastes absolutely diamond, but you can't remember what you put in there. So yeah, always make sure that you take a note of weights, etc., and what you put in there. I've been stung with that one before. Yanez, this one's definitely a 5 out of 5 for me, mate. I'm really enjoying it. And I mean, I've only had half a bowl. It's just got everything there that I enjoy out of a pipe as well as cigars. I love that nuttiness, that lovely feeling on the roof of your mouth. Nice little, not too acidic aftertaste. Spot on, mate. Spot on. It's even more enjoyable the fact I've actually got the pipe to go. Thing as well as I'm having a roast coffee. This has come from the bean to cup machine, so this has got like a little bit of a kick to it, and I have to say these two are really complementing each other. This has helped taking the sting out of the strong coffee. Something's come through there really, really strong. Again, I'm thinking the Brazil or Cuba. That's really packed a punch there, actually. Woo. I'm going to pause and I'm going to come back when I finish this bowl, because this thing's just, every puff's just a totally different experience. So I will be back in a more. Well, I'm back. And I have to say, this is fantastic. Yanez, personally, I think this has blown away anything that you've done in the past. I'm just blown away by it. The tastes are fantastic. It's not very often that you get a really good tobacco that gets you excited, and when you get something and it really hits home, and you're onto something good. And yeah, I would definitely, me personally, I would say that this one is the best one that you've done yet. Them tastes are just amazing. The room note in here is lovely as well. Just getting that really strong sort of charcoaly, nutty tastes, and again, no two retrohales are the same. I'll get a really nice sweet one where I'm getting the Virginia, and then the next one it's like I'm getting halfway through, my eyes are watering because you're getting them Brazils, Cubas all coming through. Absolutely brilliant stuff, mate. 10 out of 10 for this one. Wow. I'm gonna struggle not to keep cutting into that. I'm gonna have to hang on until I can get the ingredients in so I can make up a batch myself, because this is really good stuff. Really good. Oh. It's like biting into a really juicy steak when you get that first bite and you just savour all of those flavours. That's what this is like. When it first started, I thought, oh, this is coming across as a bit mild. I know I asked up the packing, but as it's warming through the bowl and it's working its way down, it's just getting meatier and meatier, and now I'm sort of in my last third of the bowl. It's like, oh, there it is. Which again, for me, is the quality of a good cigar. You start off, it can start off quite mild, then when you hit your midway point, it's starting to get stronger, and then by the time you get to the band, it's just full on flavour. That's this. Spot on, mate. I've not had any food yet. This is my first bowl of the day. I'm not feeling any effects yet, but I've got a funny feeling it's in the post. I think, me personally, this tobacco is for a big dinner. You know, you've had a nice Sunday roast. This is going to be your dessert. This is something that you really want to just sit back, cup of coffee, and just chill out with. This is definitely not a smoke I would have, you know, in the car on the way to work. I'd end up doing a ton 10 up the motorway. Oh, lovely. There we are again, that retrohale, that big hit of just, and when you breathe back in, it's like if you have a cold and you sort of you smell some sort of like decongestant, and then when you sort of like take it away and you like a menthol and you breathe through your nose and you get that lovely opening of the nostrils. That's what this is like. You do that retrohale and it's really struggle with it, but then when you breathe back in, it's like, oh, wow. There it is. Well, I'm going to leave it there because I just want to sit back and really enjoy this last third of the bowl. Yanez, spot on, mate. Again, you're getting better and better. And long may it continue, and let's hope you don't run out of ideas and things to come up with for your next little miracles. So until next time, take care everybody, enjoy your bowl, and I will see you all soon. Bye for now.